Okay, we've got a big problem here. Well, could be a big problem, might be a little problem. But this tail sock for the lathe was not quite set up correctly. And of course the train wreck merchant come along and obviously wore out the bolt that went in there. And so he stuck a peg in there, or a bit of round metal, and sort of round the flat on it. I don't know if you can see that. There we are. So we go. It's terrible, isn't it? I'm going to take this out. Of course it's slightly damaged the keyway, not much, but enough. There's not much room in between that and the wall of the number 2 Morse taper that's got fitted in there. But I think I can salvage it and bring it online. So what I hope to do is put this online, and I'm going to machine off the boss here. Then I'm going to drill out the hole on centre through there, on centre through the bore. I'll put this in here so you get an idea of how far it is out. And I'll build up with a cast iron rod, make it all pretty. Then I'll drill a hole through centre there, and then I'll put a steel insert in there, weld that in, machine it all off properly, and then drill and tap a hole there, probably 3/8 diameter, and 3/8 bolt. Then I will drill out the end of the bolt. This is not the bolt, of course, so I'll just get that into position where you can see. I'll drill a hole in there, and then I'll put a following key which will locate into the groove of this here, and it'll always be there. To get that out, well, maybe if I made it about 1 inch long, just skepticising what I'm going to do, say about 1 inch long the key, welded to that little piece of stuff there, 5mm in diameter, so it runs up and down inside that keyway there. It should work. Wish me luck. I'll bring you back through the course of the rebuild, and as you can see, the cast iron the casting itself was out of shape, really out of shape there, hey? Can you see that? Look how far it is away from here to there and there to there. And of course, when I had a look at this, looking at it, I saw this thing here too. And I eventually will make a little offset handle to do that, because that's what originally must have been in there, not just a rubbish looking bolt. And of course, cast iron's got a little bit of give, and it will tighten down on that shaft, on the shaft here, okay, which is the tail sock shaft that runs through there. Yeah, do the job for my life's sake anyway. And then we've got to make a keeper. The keeper goes in there to hold that there. The keeper has been broken previously, so I have to make a new one of those, which is no problem at all. But this is a bit of a dilemma for me, because I haven't got a machine shop. All I got is just a common pedestal drill, and I've got to clamp this very firmly on the pedestal drill and flatten off a drill, because I haven't got any end mills, and I'll machine down there. I'll make an end mill out of a drill, so I can machine that all off there, and we'll start there. I think that's it. That's a good plan, I think.
2 weeks later.
Okay, the next project, well, I've got a project in between. I have just made up a little sleeve which I've taped on Sano, and it's looking good. I'm going to use this 1/2 inch UNC bolt which screws into it, and then I'm going to put it in here, where I've already machined out the hole. Then I'll use this little bit of 1 inch with 25.4mm, put it in there. I'm going to braze that in. Now the reason that's going to be like that, what I'm going to do, I've got this 1/2 inch bolt here, and what I'm going to do, I'll cut the head off. I'm going to drill a hole so far down inside this threaded part, I am going to insert a rod in there which is going to have a key welded to it. Now the key's got to be fitted up inside there, so it's got enough room to go up there, and then it'll run up inside this hole that I'll drill inside here, inside the screw, and I have a little spring on there, so we'll have the key welded onto the rod, and the rod will go inside this bit of steel with a hole through there, and it'll be spring loaded up here. Not too much spring loading, and what that will do is allow for the keyway to slide up and down in here. The key goes in there like that, and that lines up in there, that lines up in there, and then I'll be able to lock. I have a lock nut on this part here, so this is going to be brazed into this point here. The reason I changed this is part of this chain rig there, it was something like 3mm out of centre, so if you look there, if I can get that keyway, just hang on with me. That keyway, instead of being in the centre there, was over like that. So it didn't look correct, and I don't know why it was like that, but anyway, I've straightened it up, and it's going to have a key in there, which is only going to, the key is only going to be the size of that hole, which is probably just over 1/2 inch. But at least it'd be better than just having a piece of rod sticking in there with a bit of flat face on there. That's what was in there in the first place. So actually it will be able to run back and forward. But if I want to do something better than that, I could put a sleeve, a slot down that section there, and make the keyway bigger, so it's slid in here too, as well as being fastened onto the rod. So that's my plan of action, what I hope to do with that. I hope you understand, anyway, when I bring you back and I'll show you when it's finished. It'll be good. That's probably a week away from getting finished there, because I've got to do other projects at the moment. Right, okay, so that's the next thing up my sleeve. Okay everybody, back into it again. Wiring it up, and of course we go for the emergency stop to there, and I've got an auxiliary port down the bottom here. Our inlet is a cover and plug. I'm using a 50 plug because, I don't know if you can see that, so we've got wires in there. I'll show you later on. You'll see it all up. And, at the moment, just putting all the wires in, and a few hours time should have all this finished. Wishful thinking is always something that's got to happen. Okay, just another thing that I've done here. With this tray, I thought it might just clamp through with these two bolts over here. This bolt here and this bolt here. This is where the actual the lathe bolt's on, as you know. But what happened, it shook around. Okay, it was vibrating. I mean, it still vibrates a little bit, but that's minimal. But when you've got the lathe on there and you've got this vibration, that can affect the lathe because it's only a small lathe. So I tried to reduce the vibration, which was pretty bad. This is very good now. And how I done that is I tapped through with these two holes here and put taper socket screws in there. But the only problem is there that it didn't actually take it out. Now what I did put underneath here was some washers on the channel underneath here. Underneath there where this plate sits on, there's a washer underneath this plate here, or underneath the swarf tray, and another one here. And I thought, as I say, that's why I put those first two there. I thought it would clamp onto the tray, but it didn't. So I actually had to come over to the washers, where the washers were, and drill another two holes. That's why they aren't quite parallel. Okay. There's a few things that went into the making of this. So at the other end, you probably can see the same here and here. It's the same what I've done this in. So we got these 4 bolts in there and all that. It's just one of the failures, I suppose, when you're doing something like this, that you're really near enough and not good enough apparently. But I really don't know how they work out. But that just goes to show how solid this tray is. But still, it still has, you know what I mean, I don't think it'll do too much when it's turning. And it'll be shaking and carry on like that. But I have to wait till when I've made it, everything's running and I'm taking a cut. And the various types of cuts I'll be doing with it. Hopefully it's not bad. Right.